This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Unette Gentry. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson. This segment of the news is brought to you by Silver State Health, bringing quality medical and psychiatric care to Pahrump. Call 775-505-1214 for an appointment.
Welcome to News 25. It's Thursday, December 10th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Unette Gentry. Happy Hanukkah, and thank you for tuning in.
Well, two Pahrump teenagers are happy to be alive after spending the night stranded high above the valley on Shadow Mountain. A helicopter pulled them from the mountainside nearly 22 hours after they started out for what was supposed to be a last routine hike last Sunday. Sebastian Franck and Nicholas Couture spoke with News 25 about the harrowing experience.
He and I were just wanting to have some fun. We were bored because of all the COVID stuff going on, so we just decided to go climb up the mountain, and it didn't turn out the way that we planned on it.
Mountain, when we were climbing up, we decided to go on a rock ledge that was not stable for people to be on, and when we did that, the mountain ended up having an avalanche behind us, and the whole rock face behind us caved in, and we had no way to turn back. As the rocks were falling, we freaked out a little bit. We were already on the phone with our parents saying, hey, this is going on, we need search and rescue. So they told them where we were. We decided to move because we knew if we stayed where we were going to get injured or even killed. So we traversed along the side of this edge of the cliff. Finally, we were in a safe spot, but it was nighttime, so we couldn't really be safe or tell where we were at that time.
We weren't exactly expecting to go so high or to dangerous levels. We had some water and we had a couple jackets, and that was about it.
I brought a battery pack, some water, lighters, and maybe one spare jacket. That was it. In the end, if you go over there and look, you can see the whole mountain face is completely fallen down, and where we were, we would have died.
Yeah, the only thing we really saw was the fact that we had that tiny little ledge there that was gone, and it was just a flat face, and we couldn't get back from that direction.
I called my dad, and he was the one that contacted search and rescue first. When they got here, I kept calling them because that was our only way of contact, because his phone was dead at the time. And when I called them, they said search and rescue's on the way. They're going to be getting in Jeeps and trying to climb the mountain. We tried to tell them there was no way to get to us. And when they finally realized that we were in a horrible place, they decided to call a helicopter later in the night. Me and him decided to get all the bushes we could around the area because there's very, very little dead bushes. And we decided to go into this little cave and start a fire. First we started on ledge with the fire just to get a signal so they saw where we were, a better big flame. And then we took the rest of our bushes, went in this cave and started a fire, huddled up as close as we could, and started throwing rocks in the fire to keep them warm. Next morning when the fire actually went out around 4 a.m., 3 a.m., we took the rocks and tucked them into our shirts and pants just to stay warm throughout the night. We talked a bit, and I told him, like, if this is the last of us, well, it was one hell of an adventure, and I'm happy I did it with my friend, you know?
Yeah, it was a great bonding moment for us. They came up with a helicopter, and they had two rescuers come down, rappel down from the helicopter, strap us up and hook us to them, and they brought us up with the line into the helicopter, and then they landed us right here.
It was a beautiful view, but a horrible moment. It was great being saved, but realizing how bad it was of the situation just was kind of terrifying. I want to say thank you to all the rescuers and everyone that was there that helped us. We really appreciate y'all taking the time and effort you did and going through everything you did to get us down, and we're more grateful than we can ever be.
Absolutely.
Sebastian and Nicholas escaped the ordeal with only some cuts and scratches, and were told a member of the search and rescue team fell and injured their knee on the sharp rocks. You can hear more of our conversation with Sebastian and Nicholas and Nick's father, Michael, on our YouTube channel and Facebook page.
All right, stay tuned. DoorDash and Lowe's are making big financial plans. All that and more when News 25 returns.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on. This segment of the news is brought to you by P&P Property Management. Knowledge, experience, communication, and trust. Call Cynthia at 775-727-4444.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, investors are excited about DoorDash. Lowe's is staging a comeback after a 2-year slump, and the state of Hawaii has an incentive to lure remote workers to the islands.
Here's Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Topping our news, investors are rushing to the IPO market. Shares of DoorDash priced in at $102 and open for trading at $182 in the first day on the New York Stock Exchange. The high price gives DoorDash a market cap of $57.8 billion. The food delivery company, founded in 2013, has done exceptionally well during the pandemic. However, some restaurant owners say DoorDash is taking too large of a cut to deliver food. Shares of Airbnb debut today. Lowe's is building up business following a 2-year turnaround effort. The CEO now says the DIY retailer is focused on capturing market share from other home improvement retailers. Hawaii is offering free round-trip tickets to Oahu for anyone who wants to live and work remotely from the island. The only catch, you have to agree to live in Hawaii for 30 days.
Thanks so much, Angela. Well, there is a no-cost drive-through flu shot vaccination clinic next Monday, December 14th at Nye Communities Coalition, located at 1080 East Wilson Road from 11 until 2 p.m. If you're a minor, you must be accompanied by an adult with proof of guardianship. And mask, of course, must be worn at all times.
All right, now here's your Medical Minute.
This Medical Minute is brought to you by Spring Mountain Medical, healthcare the way you've always imagined it.
Hi, my name is Jill Zolkowski. I'm a nurse practitioner at Spring Mountain Medical. So today I'd like to discuss what is rheumatoid arthritis. Rheumatoid arthritis is actually a chronic condition, which means it's for life disease that causes inflammation of the joints and other tissues, including the hands and feet. So what happens in rheumatoid arthritis? Well, the body's immune system attacks its own tissue, including the joints. So in severe cases, it attacks internal organs as well. Rheumatoid arthritis can affect the joint linings, causing painful swelling. And over long periods of time, the inflammation associated with rheumatoid arthritis can cause bone erosion and joint deformity. So unfortunately, joint damage cannot be reversed. While there's no cure for rheumatoid arthritis, physiotherapy and medication can help slow the disease progression. And some of the physical symptoms may also include pain, swelling, stiffness, and loss of physical function in areas such as your hands, wrists, shoulders, knees, and feet. So the exact cause of rheumatoid arthritis is actually not known, but they say that rheumatoid arthritis may result in a combination of factors such as genetics and environmental influences. So if you suspect you could have rheumatoid arthritis, it's important to work with your healthcare provider for diagnosis. And if you're in need of a primary care provider, please contact Spring Mountain Medical, where myself or my partners would love to help you manage your health care. This has been a Medical Minute.
All right, stay tuned. We'll have more coronavirus updates for you right after this break.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by Canyon Ridge Periodontics. Give them a call at 702-966-0302.
Welcome back. Well, if your computer is broken, you have a decision to make. Fix it or replace it. But how do you know if it's worth fixing? Let's talk to Josh Osborne about that issue.
Hi, it's Josh with Pahrump Zone Great Computer Deals. Let's get right into it. It's time for another quick tutorial. Is it worth fixing my broken computer? Almost every day in our store, customers are met with this dilemma. Do I fix my computer or do I just get another one? Usually this will come down to what is exactly wrong with the machine. If it's simply running slow and needs a tune-up, yeah, that's worth fixing. If your hard drive has gone bad, but your computer is still modern and working otherwise, yeah, that's also worth fixing. If your motherboard is completely blown, now we're getting into a more difficult situation. Parts like motherboards can be a bit pricey, plus you gotta count on the labor costs too. At the end of the day, it comes down to dollars and cents. Feel free to stop by our store for a free quote on a fix versus replacement. Why trust a technician when you can trust a friend? Great Computer Deals is located at 1190 East Highway 372. Call us at 775-990-8833.
Well, caring for people hospitalized with COVID-19 is often complex. They're often the sickest patients in the intensive care unit. Now, a recent study shows having a standard process for treating coronavirus patients helps them recover faster. Cleveland Clinic's Dr. Hassan Cooley leads the research team.
So there was less variability. When you think about variability in practices in general, it's the enemy of patient safety. So when you're able to reduce variability, standardize the care of these patients, we believe this has really minimized some of the gaps in care that can happen.
Researchers looked at ICUs across the Cleveland Clinic health system. Results show COVID-19 patients did better, needed less time in the ICU, and went home sooner once protocols were put into place to standardize care. Dr. Cooley says intensive care teams are getting better at caring for people with COVID-19 and keeping them alive, but the ICU is the last place you want to end up. He reminds us prevention is the best tool we have to fight this virus.
Doing the things that we know they work, face mask, wearing them, appropriately, social distancing, washing our hands, avoiding, really a crowd gathering. We know the holidays are coming upon us. The weather is going to get colder. Prevention of this disease is very important even before we start taking care of patients.
It's important to remember when wearing a face mask, it should cover your nose and mouth for the best protection. A face mask should be worn whenever you are around people you don't live with, especially indoors. Complete results can be found in the journal Chest.
Thanks so much to Brad Francis for that report. Well, this is a dog I don't want to show you, and the reason why is because I want her myself. So I'm going to introduce you to a pocket pit bull named Pocket that we saw today at Desert Haven.
Today's Save a Pet is proudly sponsored by Jason Ernest with Mountain West Lawyers. Call 775-727-9500.
Hi, I'm Debbie here at Desert Haven Animal Society, and today we are joined with Pocket. She is the cutest little blue-nosed pit you will ever see in your whole life. She is definitely what I would consider a medium, where she's a little too big to be a small, but too small to be a medium. She is mighty and little and like a little bullet. She grunts, she gives kisses, she plays, she gets the zoomies. She's just so unbelievably cute. She is a 2-year-old blue-nosed pit with a white chest, with beautiful gray eyes. If you want to come and see her or any of her friends here at Desert Haven Animal Society, please give them a call ahead of time to make an appointment at 775-751-7020, or you can always look them up on their Facebook page at Desert Haven Animal Society. Do you want to grunt for them, Pocket? Can you give some grunts? Grunts? No grunt.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Hi, it's John Calder from KPVM Channel 25. We're here on location here at the Oasis Outreach Center. It's the home of the Tribe motorcycle runs for kids. Every year the Tribe's out here and they're delivering toys and Christmas cheer, turkeys, bicycles, all kinds of great stuff to needy kids in the area. And they're looking for donations right now. Most desperately, P.O. Box 1150, Pahrump, Nevada 89041 is where you can send your check and your help for that great program. It's a great sunshiny day to be bringing sunshine to some less fortunate, needy kids in the area. We'll tell you all about the real weather when we return.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios. It's Dan Blocker's birthday today. Do you know who Dan Blocker is? One and only credit was Haas on Bonanza. But he started off big, a 14-pound baby in 1928. He was the biggest baby ever born in Bowie, Texas, up to that point, and just went on from there. Won a Purple Heart in Korea for some service he did. So Dan Blocker's birthday. And on that note, we'll ride on out into Fernley, check out what's going on. 49 degrees, a high temperature up there, 21 for a low tonight. Out in Fallon, you're seeing 49-degree temperatures during the daytime, 14 degrees low tonight. And in Carson City, well, 53. Man, feeling a little precocious, feeling a little bit warmer than the rest of the boys, aren't you? In Carson City, 24 for a low tonight. Tonopah, you're seeing 48 degrees for a high today, 17 for a low. Out in Goldfield, 50 degrees rather for a high, 14 for a low. Beatty, heating up as we head south, 63 degrees is your high today, and 30 degrees for a low tonight. In Amargosa, 67 and 33 for a low. Las Vegas, you're up to room temperature, tepid temperatures in Las Vegas, 65 degrees, 39 for a low tonight. And in Death Valley, totally pleasant, 74 for a high, 44 for a low. Here in the paradise of Pahrump, well, we're looking at 58 degrees right now. That's a bit off our high mark today of 64 degrees this afternoon. Felt good. Winds just light at southwesterly winds, 6 miles per hour, 15% humidity. Saw some gorgeous clouds making the sun do all kinds of crazy tricks with the colors this morning. And it'll set, well, it did set 4:30. Also glorious sunset. Oh man, yeah, I don't mind these cloudy days. Not too bad. Low tonight, 35 degrees. Light winds out of the east-southeast, and the humidity picking up to 25%. As we head on into the week, what do we got for coming up for the weekend? Well, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's going to be pleasant. I mean, I said 60 degrees is going to be kind of a high mark you can expect throughout the next 7 days. Lows in the evenings about freezing or not quite, and that seems okay. They were predicting some wind for today, but it never really occurred. I think it phoned in because of COVID. So, we're just not going to show up. So we've got light winds throughout the rest of the week and a bunch of cloud cover. Just going to do all kinds of amazing things for our sunrises and sunsets, and I look forward to those every single day, as you should too. All right, back to the desk. Here's Unette and Deanna.
All right, good night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good night.